Getting all the way studying T. Back with another EP. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all jab that like button for your boy when you roll on in. Whether you're here for a good time or a long time, if you could do your boy solid. Smash that like button for your boy when you roll on in. We here to have us a boxing conversation, here to do a weekend recap. You know what I mean, of the best fights this weekend. I'm gonna do a MMA recap a little later. I ain't go, be here too long. I ain't gonna waste too much. You know what I mean, of y'all time today. First thing I want to do is say what's up to the people that fell through the building. I see 6 people in the building. Can I get all 6 of y'all to smash that thumbs up for your boy? Let YouTube know that we live. Let YouTube know, you know what I mean, that we over here doing a good job. Help get your boy in the algo bright and early. But greatly appreciate your 10 free. Appreciate you sliding through this thing T free. Glad you can make it 10. Yoda Wise, appreciate you sliding through this John Yoda. TWT in the building. Kurt was good. Kurt, appreciate you sliding through this thing. Kurt, glad you can make it. My guy Ray was good. Ray, appreciate you sliding through this thing. Ray. Good morning, Miss Jazz. She said good morning for funny acting. Ain't nobody acting funny, Jazz. Good morning, beautiful. Let's see right there. Who else we got? Yoda. Ant was good. Ant, appreciate you sliding through this joint. Ant, glad you can make it. Ant got a question and said, yo, T, with how close this fight was and one of the judges scoring it a draw and being a majority decision, do you think Estrada versus Gonzalez is going to be a fourth fight? We go talk about it. I did hear both them say that they will be open to a fourth fight, right? You know what I mean? But we go get into it. And appreciate you starting through. Appreciate you starting through this thing, Ant. Yo, to see you see the core and Bill video. No, I didn't see the core and Bill video. Drop the link. Drop the link in the chat, and we can listen to it right now, y'all. We can listen to it right now before we get into the weekend breakdown, because this is the weekend breakdown. This part of the weekend breakdown, right? So if you got that junk, drop that junk. You know what I mean? Because I want to hear what they was talking about. Well, to answer your question, Ant, I'll go and answer that thing real quick. Me personally, right? Me personally, I don't really necessarily think I want to see. I personally don't want to see it again. You know what I mean? I feel like I know what happened. I feel like I already, you know what I mean, know the outcome or know what's going to happen. I feel like Chocolatito won the first 2 fights. I feel like the third place. Nah, we ain't had no luck, D-man. We ain't had no luck, D-man. I think Chocolatito, won the first 2 fights, right? I think the third fight was, set up and designed almost for Chocolatito to lose, right? I think Chocolatito was successfully aged out, by Estrada and the handlers, you know what I mean, and whatnot. Could they do it again? They could do it again, but do I feel like it's a need to? I don't feel like the outcome in that fight is in jeopardy. You know what I mean? Maybe, some say, well, Estrada won the first half and Chocolatito won the second half. I'm not really a person who feels like that. I feel like, I feel like Estrada was in, control pretty much from start to the end. So me personally, now I don't think, I'm not, I don't have to see. I personally don't have to see, a fourth fight between them two, because I believe I already know how it's going to turn out. You know what I mean? But I got 11 people in the building now. Could y'all do your boy a favor? Could y'all jab that thumbs up for your boy? I don't know if it's your first time today, but if you could, not make it your last time, could you hit that subscription button as well? When this thing about to have us a boxing conversation. I really watched the first and second fight. I had Ramon winning the first fight. I had that Gallo winning the second fight, and I had the third fight a draw. I had a 2-1. I had Ramon 2. I had Ramon 2 fights, and Estrada won the last one. Had the first 2 to Chocolatito, and I gave the last one to Estrada. I think right now at this point, Chocolatito is just a little too old. I think Estrada be able to edge him out. You know what I mean? What's good, Big Tex? Appreciate you sliding through this thing, Big Tex. Glad you can make it. TWT in the building. Brother Duke, what's good? Appreciate you sliding through. Glad you can make it. TWT in the building. Appreciate y'all folks sliding through. But what that video right there about Crush, what that thing hitting on right there, what they talking about on it. So let's check it out, my boy. It's 33 minutes. Ooh, 33 minutes.
There you go. I got him right here. Now he on the live. He on the video. So I got him on the video. So I'm gonna let just Corey and Bill talk. Everybody gonna go backstage. Let them talk it out.
All right.
Yeah. There you go. That's what I was looking for. I bet. So I'm gonna let them go 1-on-1.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me get situated. You dig?
Not past that.
Okay. What's going on, Bill? Welcome to the show,
What
brother.
they tell.
On the panel,
so I'm guessing this
in the chat and everybody will.
It says Shakur responds to fake narrative spread by Bill. Oh no, I'm not playing that. I'm not playing that on her. Yoda. This old boy. John. I'm not playing it on her. I listen to it though. I listen to it. He's an AT. I know we missed, but we get yeah. I'm gonna listen to it a little later. I ain't gonna listen to it on her though. That's old boy. That's old boy shit. Yeah, I ain't listening to this shit on her. Yeah, I ain't listening to this shit on her. Yeah, but that's old boy shit though. That's still old boy shit though. Yeah, that's old boy shit. But y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all jab that like button for your boy when you roll on in. Glad y'all can make it. What's good, Brian Corbett? Appreciate you sliding through this thing, BC. Glad you can make it. TWT in the building. Fizzle, what's good, G5? Appreciate you sliding through this thing. TWT in the building. Appreciate y'all sliding through this thing. If y'all just getting in the building, jab that thumbs up. Whether you're here for a good time or a long time, whether you just sliding through, whether you peeking in, you know what I mean, whether you, joining in the family conversation, whether you a lover or a hater, you know what I mean. If y'all could just jab that thumbs up for your boy. And if this is your first time, could you subscribe as well? For sure, y'all. Yeah. What's good, Tay? Appreciate you sliding through this thing. Glad you can make it. The beautiful Miss Tay, Queen of MMA, TWT in the building. Anthony said, T, do you think it's going to be Bam versus Estrada next or Estrada versus Franco next? I'm more like I'm thinking Franco. I think Bam Rodriguez moved back down to 112, if I'm not mistaken. So Bam moved back down to 112. He actually moved back down with the intent that he will let his brother Franco take over. Let his brother Franco, take over the 115-pound division. So I'm guessing, if everything is still, the way it's been, it's going to be Franco versus Estrada. I know Bam, right, is it's the hot name to throw up there, but Bam is at 112. I want to see Bam fight, you know what I mean, Sonny Edwards type deal. But I'm also thinking Franco than Bam because they're in the same weight class. For sure. But I greatly appreciate everybody sliding back through this thing. We about to talk about, everything, that transpired this weekend. And we kind of talked about Estrada and Chocolatito a little bit, right? But we go get more into that. But I don't want to really start there. I just answered my guy, and question because he asked it. So I had to answer it. You know what I mean? What's good, Judah? Appreciate you sliding through. I see Judah being in here. Appreciate you sliding through this, John Judah. Glad you can make. Grand Risings came. TWT in the building. But here, yeah. I want to start, even though we kind of already started, right? But I want to kind of trace back to something, real quick. This happened. This what I want to talk about now. I think this happened Friday. You know what I mean? It happened Friday. If it's Sunday, this might have happened Friday, right? But I got a question for y'all. Did anybody happen to catch Tank Davis's tweet and delete? Did anybody catch his latest tweet and delete? You know what I mean? Like, had anybody seen his most recent tweet and delete? Not me in his situation, not the situation between myself and Javante, but he had another tweet and delete situation, right, involving him and Ryan Garcia, right? So Ryan and Tank Davis, I signed the fight, not in January, but they signed the fight next year at whatever time, right? So they signed the fight next year at whatever time, right? They both got fights coming up. Yeah, there you go. Nazay. Shout out my guy Nazay. Yes, there you go. My guy Nazay on point. Nazay, I'm about to show it to you, Nazay. We about to show it to you. We about to run through it. See, y'all, that's what we here for, y'all. That's what we here for, y'all. He said he never declined Nevada. Ryan said if he declined Nevada, then the fight would have never happened. Which makes sense, y'all, when you think about it, right? If he declined Nevada, how did him and Tank sign the fight? You know what I mean? If he declined Nevada. But we about to look. I'm about to take y'all to it. Directly, like, so y'all can see it. Because he deleted them. But somebody got them, and I put them in my bookmark. You know what I mean? Where are they at? Dang, I can't find it no more. I had all of them things. Right? But the hot news right now, right, when involving Ryan and Tank, right? Tank Davis accused Ryan of being on steroids, right? So they got a fight coming up sometime next year. Not really sure exactly what time next year, right? But they got a fight coming up next year. What's good, OTB? Appreciate you sliding through this thing. Glad y'all could make it. Brother OTB, TWT in the building. And we just heard to break it down. He said Ryan taking the She-Hulk. Sir, we just heard, us to have a little conversation. I don't know if y'all know. I see some people in here didn't know, right? Some was new, some didn't know, right? But Tank Davis accused Ryan, of being on steroids. And then I know that rumor had came out that the fight was going to be off because Ryan turned down, the VADA testing and whatnot. Comes to find out, none of that is true, right? None of that stuff about Ryan turning down Nevada and none of that stuff about the fight possibly being off. You know what I mean? None of that is true, come to find out, type deal. But all that stream from Tank Davis, saying Ryan is on, steroids. But at first, when I first saw it, I was like, damn. Tank said Ryan on steroids. I even thought speculate that nigga was on steroids too, right? But my thing is, you know, if he declined the WBA testing, then you know, why would Tank agree to that? You know, if he declined VADA testing, if he declined VADA testing and you still fight him, then you know what I mean. But I digress, right? Tank Davis dropped a couple tweets, right? Tank Davis dropped a couple tweets on Twitter. We about to pull it up. This is a boxing scene article. You know what I mean? I'm gonna bring it up on the screen so y'all can see it yourself, so y'all don't got to take my word for it, right? And then, you know, it's always better to have the visual than, you know, just the voice, because you can hear the voice. But, you know, after a while, you know, people get comfortable with the voice, right? And then people start to ignore the voice. So I'm gonna let you see the shit, right? We go fix that shit today. And he said Davis tossed a grenade on Twitter Saturday, alleging that Ryan Garcia is definitely on something. That's what Tank said. Those were one of the tweets that he made. He said Ryan definitely on something, right? In response to the picture of Ryan Garcia standing next to Tim Tszyu. This, you know, word for word, bar for bar. You know what I mean? Bar verbatim. You know what I mean? Bar for bar, bar verbatim. Somebody in the chat. There's still no talks on who Rai fighting before Tank. Yep, true. Yep. Tank tweeted out, right? He said, no funny shit. If I find out he's cheating, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be more than boxing problems, right? So now Tank gangster again, right? He said, if I find out he's cheating, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be more than boxing problem. He never looked that big before. So this is what Tank Davis had to say, right? He said, what's good, Jason? What's good, Jason? Appreciate you sliding through this, John Jason. Glad you can make it, pimp. Glad you can make it. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all jab that like button for your boy. You know, when you roll on in. Greatly appreciate everybody sliding through. Whether you're for a good time or a long time, if y'all could, you know, touch that thumbs up. You know, let YouTube know that we over here. Because, you know, even if you drop in and you leave out right, that like, you go leave it there, and let's go send off, you know, signals to tell every motherfucking body, right, that we over here boiling right now. Greatly appreciate you sliding through. But Gervonta Tank Davis tweeted out, no funny shit. If I find out he's cheating, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be more than boxing problems. He's never looked that big before. He's definitely on something. Shit, the zone already proved they don't care about testing, right? That's the Conor Ben thing. And then Tank Davis went on to say, why didn't they ban Eddie Hearn for still trying to have fights after he knew a fighter was cheating and still tried to continue with the boxing match? I'm waiting. Y'all quiet on that shit. So Tank Davis, you know, he accused Ryan of cheating, and then he brought up the Eddie Hearn and the Conor Ben situation, right? But Gervonta Tank Davis said something in here, right? He said something in his Twitter rant, right? And it stood out to me, right? The thing that stood out to me was he said he's never been this big before, right? Which lets me know that Tank Davis has seen Ryan Garcia. He looked at him, he said, damn, he kind of big, right? So rather he's afraid or aware or whatever he is. What's good, gentlemen? What's good, Jelly Bean? Appreciate you sliding through this thing. Glad you can make it, pimp. Glad you can make it. If you could, brother Jelly Bean, smash that like button for your boy. You know what I mean? Now, whether he's scared or aware, you know what I mean, type deal. Tank Davis looked at Ryan Garcia lately and said, man, that guy's kind of big. What's good, Jelly Bean? Appreciate you sliding through this thing. Glad you can make it if y'all could. Smash that like button for your boy. 21 likes. I got 16 people in the building. If y'all in here right now and y'all ain't hit the like or y'all ain't subscribed to the channel, we greatly appreciate you if you could subscribe to the channel as well. You know what I mean? So Tank Davis saying Ryan Garcia got big, and Tank was like, damn, this nigga gotta be juicy. He ain't never been that big before. Now we could look at this. We could look at this a multitude of ways, right? we can look at this a multitude of ways, right? Because the very first way we could look at it, right, which hit my head initially, like the very first thing that hit my head was, why would you still sign to fight him, right, if you think he juicy? So this is probably just a way to promote the fight, right? So that's the first thing that hit my head. No publicity is bad publicity, right? All drama is good drama as long as it get people there and it get people to watch it, right? So my first head, I'm thinking, okay, well maybe it's just for publicity, right? The second thing, right, that hit my mind is that is Tank Davis a little worried about, the upcoming Ryan Garcia fight? Is Tank Davis getting, maybe cold feet about this Ryan Garcia fight? And it was a couple things that jumped out to me, that led me to, asking those questions, right? Now, the first thing is just promotion. They just trying to get some attention going. They getting dialogue going. They keeping us interested to build up their fight, right? And the second thing that he was, is Tank a little worried? Is he having a little buyer's remorse? Because he said two things. He said he never looked this big before, right? He said he never looked this big before. And the second thing he said was, why didn't they ban Eddie Hearn for still trying to have fights after he knew the fighter was cheating? You know what I mean? So he said, why would you still why didn't they ban Eddie Hearn for letting him continue, for trying to push a fight with a cheater, right? So basically he's saying, why they still letting Eddie Hearn promote, right? So the way I viewed that is, the way I looked at it is, if they ban Eddie Hearn, then he's saying, well, he won't be able to fight Ryan. You get what I'm saying? He said, I'm waiting y'all quiet on that. You know what I mean? I just think that, he had weird timing. He said cold feet by Ryan. Nah, Ryan ain't nobody. Ryan Garrett been terrified about fighting Tank. Yeah. So this is pretty much where all that, the WBA shit came from, and not the WBA shit, that all that that Ryan Garcia denied VADA testing and the fight off and all that shit. This shit ain't true at all. Like, the fight's still on, and Ryan Garcia never, denied VADA testing or no shit like that. This is where all that shit came from. You know what I mean? This is where all that shit came from. But I see 5 in the chat and Yoda in the chat. Yeah, I feel you. But when I see Tank say he never looked that big before, you know what I mean? There's him acknowledging, right, that Ryan is more physically in shape, right? You know what I mean? There's him acknowledging it. And he said, I never seen him look that big before. So is he trying to put it? Is he trying to put it on steroids, being that, Ryan Garcia can't be this good? I know that's not Ryan. Ryan can't be that big. Ryan never been that big. You know what I mean? Is he uncomfortable with the fact that Ryan is so big? You get what I'm saying? Now, instead of him saying, right, now it's one thing if I say it, right, as a YouTuber, as a blogger. It's one thing if I say, hey man, I think Ryan juicing. Because I said that before. I literally said that. I said that months ago. I could go to it. You know what I mean? I said that months ago. You get what I'm saying, man? I think Ryan juicing. I did a conspiracy. I was like, man, I think Ryan juicing. Right? But when Tank Davis say, man, he never looked that big before. And then he say, man, Ryan on steroids. Now, I think as a boxer, Tank Davis should be looking at it like, well, okay, maybe Ryan been putting in some work. So, you know what I mean? I really need to be on my P's and on my Q's. You know what I mean? Instead of, is he trying to build an excuse? You know what I mean? Is he trying to build an excuse? You know what I mean? For Ryan Garcia? You know what I mean? If you definitely know he on something, right? Which is how I know that other shit wasn't true, right? If you definitely know he on something, why wouldn't you get, you know what I mean, VADA testing? Why would you even sign for that? You know what I mean? Type deal. So I don't truly believe. I don't think that Tank is afraid of Ryan. You know what I mean? I think it's A. I think it's A, Najee. I think it's A. Even though, you know, Tank a whole ass nigga, right? I don't think he's scared of Ryan. You know what I mean? I don't think he's scared of Ryan. You know what I mean? So I think it's more so him just, you know, trying to build, you know, the fight, trying to get, you know what I mean, some shit going. It's a funny way of doing it, right? But, you know, I just think it's just, you know, him, because, you know, lately Tank just, you know, Tank loves social media lately. Yeah, I mean, he loves social media lately, so he just on there, you know, he just on there, you know, talking shit. You know what I mean? That's what I think it is right now. He just, you know, he just in pre-fight mode. You know what I mean? He trying to get his name going. He trying to get people talking about him. Home cut rather is good. Home cut rather is bad. Home cut rather is indifferent. Yeah, so why he trying to lie on Ryan though? Just to get people going, because he know it's a certain group. He know it's a certain portion. It's a certain number of people who go believe everything that he say. So he know if he say something like that, people will run with it. Didn't you, Najee? Literally, I had people coming on Southern T telling me that the fight between Tank and Ryan was off. I had people telling me that Ryan had, you know, pulled out of the VADA. Ryan had denied the VADA. So that the fight, you know, was off. And come to find out, none of that shit was true. All of that shit and all those rumors came from Tank Davis saying this stuff right here on Twitter. You know what I mean? That's where all that came from. None of that was true. See, but that's why, you know, Southern T go and I do my own work. And that's why I got my own thoughts and I look at shit my own way. I can see a couple different, I know where all that shit came from. It came from Tank Davis saying this, right? And now what I'm doing is I'm looking at what Tank's saying, and I either think it's A, promotion, or I think it's 2, he may be a little worried at Ryan Garcia. He looking at Ryan now like, man, that might not be the same little Ryan Garcia. You know what I mean? And even if he is bigger, right? Why do it got to be the steroids? You know what I mean? I think Tank need to. I don't know. I don't want to say he underestimated Ryan, right? But at this point, he's paying a lot of attention to Ryan, and he may be overlooking Hector. You get what I'm saying? He paying a lot of attention to Ryan, and he may be overlooking Hector. You know what I mean? So he kind of he like one fight too early right now. You get what I'm saying? And it's the things he's saying. I got that highlighted for a reason. I'm gonna make it a little bigger for y'all as I roll up, right? I'm a little worried about what he said. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he never looked that big before. And he said Ryan most definitely on steroids. So he can't even compute Ryan. He never seen, you know, he even in his mind, he never seen Ryan, you know what I mean, getting that big before. Even in his mind, right? He never seen him getting that big before. Right. And he, you know, and what I'm saying is if this is the case, right, his first mind went to steroids. It didn't go to, you know, Ryan probably putting in work, man. I got to be on my game. Let me go get in the gym and let me get even more right. You know what I mean? And then, right, Ryan Garcia said something. Now, let me take you out to what Ryan Garcia said. I'm finna take you out to what Ryan Garcia said. I want y'all to see what Ryan Garcia said, right? Now, Ryan Garcia said something that was interesting as well. Hold on for a second. Let me grab my laptop charger. All right, yeah, I'm back. Ryan Garcia said something interesting as well, right? Ryan Garcia said that they not fighting at anything, you know what I mean, above 135, right? Ryan Garcia said that Tank Davis insisted. Yeah, me too, dude. Ryan Garcia said Tank Davis insisted that they fight at 136, that they weigh in at 136. Ryan Garcia said that he feels like Tank Davis is insecure about his size because he said he asked could it be at 139, right? Could they come in at 139? And he said Tank made sure that, you know, it couldn't be 139 it had to be 136. He said Tank Davis wanted to make sure that he can get him down to as small as he can, right? And then he said that's the reason Tank saying he on steroids. You know what I mean, like that, because he said Tank wants to have every advantage. Ryan Garcia said that he agreed to everything. He said, and if I didn't agree to the testing, the fight wouldn't be on. He said, why would I agree to everything else? And you know what I mean, not the testing. But I'm about to go to his page because I think he put all that shit on Twitter. I think he put all that on Twitter. I'm checking it out for y'all now. Yep, here we go. Yeah, he did. I'm finna tell y'all. All right, so let's go to Ryan's Garcia page. Let me get this thing up. If y'all could do your boy a favor, smash that like button for your boy. You know what I mean? When you roll on in. He's an AT. Just think how they kept mentioning Colonel Ben for Zeke, not coming to find out he was on something. Just something to think about. Why all of a sudden people notice his size. Tank will make sure to catch them at 135. He not going up. But yeah, I've been watching Ryan though. Ryan done built his body over the last couple of years though. I do think he, I was like, man, is this man juicing? You know what I mean? I'm like, this man juicing. I even question it, but it's Tank that's questioning now, right? And it's his reason. He was like, man, he ain't never looked that big before. You know what I mean? But what was I? Oh, yeah, I was about to show y'all what Ryan had to say about the situation. So we saw what Tank had to say, right? We saw what Tank had to say about the situation. We finna check out what Ryan had to say about the situation, right? So the first thing that Ryan had to say was spooked. Ryan said spooked. You know what I mean? And then Ryan said, I don't even take supplements, right? And then this is what was more interesting. This is what was most interesting about what Ryan said, right? So I want to click on this. This is what was most interesting about what Ryan said. Ryan said also they never asked to do an early VADA testing. I'd be willing to do whatever testing someone wants to do. I already accepted everything you wanted. Why wouldn't I accept that? So Ryan Garcia is saying that, they never asked him to do early VADA testing, right? Where people is saying that, oh, Ryan Garcia, didn't want to do VADA testing and Ryan Garcia, is messing, is pulling out of the fight. Again, none of that is true, right? And Ryan is saying that they never asked him to do early VADA testing. And if they would have, he would have been open to the idea. You know what I mean? So, that's their whole situation. You know what I mean? That's the whole Ryan and the whole Tank situation. I laid it out there for you could do, you know what I mean, with what you wanted. Is it Tank Davis, just keeping both their names in the public, building some buzz for the fight, trying to sell their fight, which is a good thing and a bad thing, right? Because if he it's a good thing that he want to sell a fight to maximize, the potential of it and the profit of it, right? It's a bad thing because you got Hector Garcia in front of you right now, not necessarily Ryan Garcia, right? So, you could get, that's a mind thing, right? That could play a part. You could get lost. You know what I mean? You don't want to overlook Hector looking at Ryan. You know what I mean? He said, oh, this shit. He said shit. Fuck out of here with that. He said he not going up. What the fuck? So Ryan wants Tank. Then you fight at the weight the A side calls. Yeah, y'all. He wasn't saying he said what Ryan said was, you never heard about that, y'all, because Ryan said it was never a problem for him. He was just bringing to the light at the fact that Tank, Tank said fight at 136. Ryan said he asked for 139. You know what I mean? Tank said now they gotta be 136. Ryan was saying he never made that a problem. You didn't even hear about that. He said I agreed to everything else in the contract. Basically, what Ryan did right there was he just let a little bit of the contract information out to let y'all know that, he agreeing to everything. You know what I mean? Because they asked him about the VADA thing. You know what I mean? He never said it was an issue. He never said it was an issue. He said, I agree to that too. So why wouldn't I? He said this shit in person. I ended up seeing this video somewhere, which is what made me want to talk about it. Right. Somebody had all the tweets and shit up in there. They had like what Tank said, they had what Ryan said. That's what it was, but I lost it. I thought I put it in my bookmark, but I fucking didn't. You know what I mean? I lost that motherfucker. But I had both sides, all the tweets and shit, but I can't find that motherfucker though. But yeah. So what I'm thinking is, right, I'm hoping he said it's called growing into your body. Yeah, right. They all still pretty young. Right. Yeah, Tank is older than them, but they still pretty young. You know what I mean? So they both need to shut the fuck up to act the heck to fight. Yeah, yo. So that's what I was getting at, yo. Appreciate you. That's what I was getting at, yo. So Tank is either right, he either selling the fight, right? He either trying to sell the Ryan Garcia fight, right, which is good and bad, because Ryan Garcia fight, right? Because the Ryan Garcia fight is next, the Ryan Garcia fight is not next, right? It's not the fight that's directly in front of him. Right now, he got to worry about Hector. So it's good and bad. It's good and bad. You know what I mean? To be trying to sell the fight, right? But good because you want to sell the fight, bad because you got Hector in front of you, right? And the latter to that is if he's not trying to promote the fight, right? And if he's really worried about the size of Ryan Garcia, right? If he really worried about his size, then I think, man, you always the smaller guy, right? So I mean, you should be past that. You should be past that. Like what I was saying was, right, Chris, I was trying to get inside, the mind of Gervonta. You know what I mean? Like, why would he say that? That's what I was on. Like, why would he say that? Now, I think it's just for promotion. What's good, D-Free? Appreciate you sliding through this thing. TWT in the building. Now, when I'm saying, I think it's just free promotion, right? But if it is the beat, like if it is the latter, right? If it is Tank work, like he didn't fought bigger guys than Ryan Garcia. You know what I mean? He fought Mario Barrios, and he never really made a like, damn, Mario Barrios big. You know what I mean? But he was like, I don't know. I think he either, matter of fact, he could be trying to get inside of Ryan's head. You know what I mean? Or maybe this just what Tank got to do to get himself ready. You know what I mean? For the best fight. You know what I mean? But I will say this. Even though Tank a whole ass nigga, I'm going to give him some credit right now. I'm going to give Tank some credit right now because he been talking lately, right? He been talking lately, and it got everybody talking about him. You know what I mean? So I'm going to give him some credit for that shit, right? Now it get hard. Now the silver lining with that is deciphering what's real and what's hype and what's promo. You know what I mean? What's real, what's hype, and what's promo. That's where it get hard for us, you know what I mean, the fans, you know what I mean, and whatnot. But I give him credit because he been talking a lot, and he been having everybody talking. You get what I'm saying? But it's what you do, not necessarily what you say. And what he said this time was what really stood out to me. The biggest thing that stood out to me, right, was I've never seen Ryan this big before. Me getting inside his head, right, that's him acknowledging that, man, Ryan look big as fuck out here. You know what I mean? And that's not really something that you should be caring about. It's not something you want to have on your mind as a fighter. You get what I'm saying? And that's what I was saying, Yoda. He was saying Ryan was big as hell out here, right? And then Ryan was like, I already agreed to 136 and I wanted 139. You know, if he feel like that, he said he like, if he feel like that I'm a bad fighter, I mean, I'm a dirty fighter, we could do the testing. You know what I mean? He said, I already agreed to 136 and I wanted 139. You know, so he like, so I'm going down to 136. Basically what he said, I'm gonna be the same size as you And shit, if you want to have the testing, we can do the test. Which is why I think Tank Davis just fucking running promotion, because why would you even sign a fight if you think a guy on steroids, right? Why would you even sign to fight him if you think he on steroids? So I think it's just, a promotion type thing. But that's, that's the whole little Ryan and Tank situation. I want y'all to see that for yourself, see exactly what they said. You know what I mean? I want to clear up that Ryan was Ryan was denied VADA testing, and that the fight was in question of being off. You know what I mean? None of that, neither of those are true. The fight not in jeopardy at all, and Ryan never, denied VADA testing. You know what I mean? So just wanted to hit on that, because that was part of, the weekend. That came over the weekend as well. Just say free publicity, and he got people thinking, meanwhile, that work he putting in is crazy. You know what I mean? He looking at Ryan, though. He putting in work, but he finding time to look at Ryan, because he posted a picture. He took it down. He put a picture up of Ryan and Tim Tszyu. And the crazy part is, y'all, Ryan is bigger than Tim fucking Tszyu. He is. He bigger than Tim Tszyu, and that's wild. That's wild. You know what I mean? But it's a picture floating around. Y'all probably seen it, or y'all probably will see it, right? But it's a picture of Tim Tszyu and Ryan. That was at the gym. They both had on. Ryan had on like a big ass shirt, like a shirt jacket. Y'all know, like the little pullover hoodie thing I be wearing. He had on like some shit like that, but they didn't have a hood on it. It was like a big ass satchel or something. And Tim Tszyu was standing by the body bag, bro. Ryan is bigger than fucking Tim Tszyu. You know what I mean? And then Tank had posted that picture. He was like, he definitely on something. When he took that picture of Ryan and Tim Tszyu and said he definitely on something. You know what I mean? So that's right. That's where that came from. Just wanted to hit on there real quick. You know what I mean? And I want to talk about Austin called him Joe Dubois. I better call him Joe Dubois because Joe Joyce, his goddamn daddy. You know what I mean? But Daniel Dubois, the second best Dubois on the planet. You know what I mean? So the second best Dubois on the planet had a fight yesterday. And it was one of the more weird fights, I might say. And yesterday, me, my brother Du, and my brother D-Free, we was all up here, and we was having, you know what I mean, a mini debate about this Dubois fight. Not a debate on who go win or, nothing like that, but a debate on exactly what the fuck went on inside of that ring with Daniel Dubois the other day, right? It was a lot of freak of nature, like a lot of freak accident. That's what I'm looking for. A lot of freak accident shit happening, like a lot of stuff that make you scratch your head going on, a lot of stuff that you really don't see in boxing rings, right? So if you look at it, what's good, Just? Yeah, just I think so. If you look at it, right, you watching the fight live, you see two fighters fight. You see, Daniel Dubois, putting his jab on him, moving around the ring. Daniel Dubois do said something earlier, in the day. He was like, why Daniel Dubois hopping around like that, right? So Daniel Dubois out there looking good, looking fluid, jabbing, hopping around, you know what I mean, bouncing around, you know what I mean, type shit. And then the dude kind of he rushed in on Daniel Dubois a little bit, right? And it happened so fast that all you really could see was the dude throw a couple punches, right? You see a shot kind of land on him, right? You see it kind of land on him, graze him a little bit, like graze, like when dude rushed in on him, Daniel Dubois like went forward, and then you see a shot kind of grazed the back of his head a little bit, and Daniel Dubois hit the ground. But he fell kind of funny, right? He fell forward. It's like he fell forward. It's like he felt like he had a leg pain, and he hit the ground with both knees. You know what I mean? And then he got up. He the ref did the standing 8 count, right? He moved around a little bit, right, for a second, right? And then they were fighting a little bit, and then they separated, and then he went down again on his own. Like he went down again on his own, unprovoked this time. Like the dude didn't even rush him, right? And then he took his 8 count, and then he got back up, and then the ref let him go. And then, he do the same thing again. He get to jabbing a little bit, get to moving around the ring a little bit, and then he go down again. You know what I mean? So I'm looking, I'm like, bro, what the fuck is going on? Did he hurt his leg or something? His leg is, I like, we up there, we watch, we like, his leg got to be messed up. It got to be something wrong with his leg. D Free is like, no. D Free like, I don't think it's his leg. He got hit, in the top of the head, and I think he was a little groggy, and it was affecting his legs. You know what I mean? Me and dude like, nah, bro, that was his legs. I'm like, man, I don't even think he got hit. You know what I mean? Type deal. So we up there, we having a discussion about what happened. Eventually, right, Daniel Dubois, he come back in the second round, right? He never get dropped again. He start the line dude up. He moving again. Well, actually, at the beginning of the second round, right, he comes out, right, in the first round, like 30 seconds go back, and he starts like, stumping on the ground, like he trying to shake his leg out, like wake his leg. Your leg fall asleep, and you start stumping on it. That's what he was doing in the ring, which, had let me know that there was a leg issue. So I'm like, okay, yeah, boom. It was a leg issue. See, I knew it was a leg issue, right? But then the boys ended up speaking on exactly what happened inside of the ring. And what happened inside of the ring is then the boy said that he got that when the guy rushed in on him, right, he dug down, he hit him in the back of his head. He said that shot threw off his balance. And he said when he hit him in the back of the head, right, it went straight to his leg. You know what I mean? It went straight to his leg. So what then the boy said is he got hit in the back of his head, and it like pinched the nerve. It like shot a signal to a nerve in his fucking knee. You know what I mean? He said when he hit me in the back of the head, it went to my knee. And that's why, Joe, I'm about to call him Joe Dubois again. That's why Daniel Dubois, was taking those knees, and he went to the ground that many times. You know what I mean? He said when he hit him in the back of the head with the shot, it went like straight to his leg. So me, D Free, and Do, we up here having an argument, right? And we all ended up being right. He did get hit. I thought he didn't get hit at all, right? He stepped back and his leg went out. He did get hit with a shot in the back of the head, like D Free said, right? And it shot the pain straight to his leg, which is why he was up trying to. He was never hurt, right? Like I was saying, but he was up trying to get his leg together because when he hit him in the back of the head, it knocked the pain to his leg. You know what I mean? It knocked his leg funny, knocked his leg loose. You know what I mean? So it was a weird day for Danny Dubois, and really outside of that, honestly, like if I now knowing what I know, right, with Danny Dubois telling me what happened outside of that whole free accident, and the referee kind of stopped the first round a little early, like 7 seconds a little early, right? But they do that a lot in the UK. I'm noticing that when it's their fighter. But anyway, I digress. He did stop it early, so that's some bullshit. But outside of really that little freak situation that happened, then the boys looked great. Like all things considered, now I'm knowing what has actually happened. He looked great though. Like he didn't start getting hit at all until after his leg messed up. Right, he came in, his jab was on point. My brother Do said, why he moving so much? But he even added, He even added, some moving, to his game. He added some fleetness, some fleet of feet to his game. Right, this fight, he displayed more movement. Right, so outside of the freak accident is him getting hit in the back of the head and his leg going out. I think he looked pretty sharp. I think he looked pretty sharp. I think that day with Joe Joyce, right? The boys just kind of ran into something that he wasn't quite prepared for. You know what I mean? And I do think that he is better since that Joe Joyce fight, right? Like I could see in his fight since then that he's an improved fighter. You know what I mean? Because of Joe Joyce getting this, eye jabbed off. You know what I mean? Almost getting this eye, jabbed into his head. You know what I mean? He's been better since, Joe Joyce. He's been better with the head movement. You know what I mean? Like he displayed in the last fight. He's been better with the foot movement. You know what I mean? I think if he's going to continue, right, to try to add, more boxing into his game, which is actually good if you're a heavyweight, right? Because not a whole lot of heavyweights, right, are pure boxers, or boxing is their number one. Most of the heavyweights, power is their number one. and Power they number 2, and then they box number 3, right? But Dubois, he's a physical specimen, right? He's a athletic guy. If he's going to, continue this movement, right? If he's going to, continue to keep this in his style, which I think is good, being a big guy, a big strong guy, focusing on the jab, being able to move as a heavyweight, that'll go a long way for you. You know what I mean? I think he's going to have to do it as well to beat the guys at the very top of the division, right? To add that different dynamic to his game. You know what I mean? So I like that. Yeah, facts, dude. He was on his toes. You know what I mean? So, but if he go fight like that, right, which is what I was getting at, he gonna have to do, you know what I mean? And ain't nothing wrong, with his physical condition, nothing like that, right? But if he go be doing it, he gonna have to train and prepare as a 12-round fighter. You know what I mean? Because you gonna have that kind of style, you're gonna have to train your body, right, and your mind for 12 rounds. You know what I mean? So you're gonna be more slick, gonna use movement, right? Which is smart at the heavyweight division. He gonna have to, be better, be in better physical, condition. And now he's not a fighter who I'm rolling up right now, y'all. He's not a fighter who gasses himself out of every fight, right? But he's a guy, if he's going to implement this new style, which I like, because he looked good doing it, right? Outside of the freak accident stuff, he looked good doing it, right? So if he go add in there, I think he need to increase his, his endurance workouts, his stamina workouts. You know what I mean? Because I seen AJ, right? I give you an example, Alexander Usyk. I'm using Usyk because Usyk is the champion, right? And I was talking about the guys being at the top of the division. AJ, if you watch the Alexander Usyk versus Anthony Joshua second fight, like I did, pretty sure we all did. Great fight, by the way. If you watched it, now maybe I could have saw a different fight than you, right? But what I saw AJ in that fight, right? I saw AJ competing in that fight. I saw AJ winning that fight up until the last 2 rounds of that fight. When at the end of the 10th round, I had AJ storming back in that fight, winning about 2 or 3 rounds, evening up the fight, going into the 11 and 12. Now, I saw AJ box beautifully that fight. He boxed much better than he did the first fight. He boxed pretty good the first fight. You get what I mean? But AJ boxed beautifully in that fight. I saw AJ catch Alexander Usyk right, and then he rushed in on him. He threw a couple of shots, and he gassed himself, and AJ never bounced back. I seen AJ look as good as I ever seen AJ look in the Alexander Usyk fight, and he lost that fight not because he's a bad boxer, not because Usyk is just so much better than him, not because he's soft, not because he don't got heart, not because you might think he's slow, not because he robotic. He lost that fight simply because his engine, his gas tank, his back burners was not there. They was not there for him. Now, he tried to finish him, right? But he blew his load trying to finish him. Now, what I think he should have did was he should have continued boxing and just continued to hurt him the way that he got him hurt. The Floyd Mayweather way. But I think AJ got a little excited. He went out there, he threw a couple of heavy hitters to try to get him out. He missed, and he didn't have the replenishment ability to finish out the 11 and the 12th. And I had him losing the last 2 rounds, giving Alexander Usyk the 7-5 victory over him, 7 rounds to 5 rounds. Usyk, because of those last 2 rounds. And I'm saying that because Dubois has the kind of the same build, right? Kind of the same kind of boxer as AJ. Maybe, Dubois is a little, quicker with the jab than AJ, right? But same kind of body frame, same kind of body build, almost the same kind of boxer. You know what I mean? Type deal. And he gasses himself out, you know what I mean, when he's not able to knock guys out, right? When he's not able to dominate guys, impose his will on guys like the Usyks and the Andy Ruizes and stuff. If he can't knock those guys out, he loses those fights. He lost the first fight because chin issue, heart issue, right? Whatever you may think. I don't, I seen him get knocked down and get up before, right? So I don't think it was a chin or heart issue, right? I think AJ, I think Ruiz, I think he just quit in that fight with Ruiz. And I think in the second fight with Usyk, he didn't quit, but his body quit on him. And I think that was a conditioning thing. So if Daniel Dubois is gonna keep this style right with that AJ kind of body frame, the AJ body type, he need to take a look at AJ, and he need to do whatever he need to do to avoid that happening to him. Now, I haven't seen the boys, go 12 with a high level guy. Him and Joe Joyce had a hell of a fight, right? But I haven't seen him go 12 with a high level guy. But I believe the reason that Danny Dubois wants to develop this style that he has, right? I believe the reason he wants to develop this style that he has is to beat guys like Joe Joyce, because his first style, right? He wasn't able to beat Joe Joyce, and he was never going to beat Joe Joyce with that style. But this style, right? With him being a naturally strong guy and him actually having a good jab, being an Olympian, right? With this style, him adding the foot movement and the head movement, I think this, and I'm going to say something to y'all. Y'all know I love Joe Joyce. Joe Joyce is my second favorite heavyweight after Deontay Wilder, right? But I'm going to say this. I think this style of Danny Dubois, now that I'm knowing what actually happened yesterday, you know what I mean? That it wasn't, that it wasn't, him being sloppy or him being off his game. That it was just, he got hit in the back of the head and it shot a nerve reaction to his knee. And outside of that, the boy looked good. I think Danny has improved. You know what I mean? I think he's improved since his loss with Joe Joyce. And I think with this new style that he's been fighting with, that he's trying to implement, I think he got a shot to beat Joe Joyce. Now I'm still taking Joe Joyce because Joe Joyce my dog. You know what I'm saying? Big juggernaut. You know what I mean? But I think with this style, if his conditioning is right, D-Man said, wait, let me highlight you. D-Man said he better lose weight. D-Man, I don't really know, but whatever that man got to do, right, to get that stamina right, to hold that weight, even if he don't lose the weight, right, D-Man, he need to build his thigh muscles or build his legs, to be able to carry, you know what I mean, that weight. I mean, maybe he need to go vegan, you know what I mean. But I like it though. He don't need to lose too much weight though, D-Man, because he's he got that power too. Y'all do your boy a favor. I got 15 people in the building. I got 32 likes. If y'all could, 16 people in the building. Y'all could hit that thumbs up. Whether y'all here for a good time or a long time, you know what I mean? If this your first time, if you could not make it your last time, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. If you ain't subscribed to the channel, shout out those. I got I didn't know that. I woke up this morning. I got 12 or 13 new subscribers yesterday. So I appreciate y'all folks sliding through this thing. Glad y'all can make it. We talk this good boxing every single day. I'm about to have an MMA, you know what I mean, fight roundup. So if y'all into that kind of thing, you know what I mean, y'all can pull up to the MMA one. If y'all not into that kind of thing, still pull up, show your boy some support, you know what I mean. But I ain't gonna keep y'all. Actually, I lied. Oh, I lied. Because I gotta talk about Casimero. So we strapped in. My bad. We strapped in, y'all. My bad. Come back. But my bad. Let's talk about Casimero. Let's talk about Casimero. Casimero came back. It was a weird night for Casimero too. Did y'all happen to check out that Casimero fight last night? Did anybody in here? I got 15 people in the building. Did y'all happen to check out the Casimero fight? If y'all didn't, I'm gonna tell you, right? Casimero fight ended in the second round. Casimero fight ended in the second round. Staying with the theme, right, of back of the head punches making weird shit happen, right? Back of the head punch. We just talked about Danny Dubois, right? And y'all gonna want to be here for my MMA junk because that shit hurt last night. I'm gonna talk about it. I'm tired of it's been a rough year for MMA. I gotta talk about it. It's been a rough year. It's been a rough year for me. But I digress. But let's talk about it. But okay, so Casimero returned last night, right? Casimero returned last year. So not last year. He returned this year. He returned Friday night. Not last night. I think it was Friday night, Saturday morning, something like that, right? But Casimero made his return over the weekend, right? He fought a guy. Can't remember the guy's name, but it was an unknown guy, a guy, Casimero, was supposed to be, right? So ding ding, the fight start, right? The fight start, and Casimero is loading up these heavy shots, loading up these hard shots, trying to get the guy out of there. And he's missing. He's missing horribly. And the guy is actually piecing Casimero up a little bit, right? And then the guy lands like a little chip shot on, Casimero. Not even a hard punch at all, barely even hit him, right? But Casimero was throwing a punch of his own when the guy landed, his punch, right? And when Casimero swung, he missed, and his momentum took him, and he hit the ground. And the referee gave Casimero a knockdown in the first round. So on the cards, right, in the books, Casimero got knocked down in the first round of his return fight the other night. So Casimero gets knocked down in the first round. He gets up. He finishes the first round. Now he's doing better after the knockdown than he did before the knockdown, the fake knockdown, right? Because it wasn't the real knockdown. Casimero, body momentum took him. Casimero got to do a better job of throwing more accurate punches so that don't happen, right? But his momentum took him. But he got up and he fought better. Before the fake knockdown, dude was kind of touching him up. But after the knockdown, it's like Casimero got up, he locked in, and he fought a much better second half of the first round, right? So the second round come out, I don't know what Casimero corner told him, right? I don't know what got into Casimero, right? I don't know what that guy said about his pops or whatever. I don't know what he said about him. But Casimero came out that second round and he started putting the beats on dude. Like he started putting the beats on him. Like he beat the brakes on him. He beat the brakes off him. And he took the old brakes off, put some new brakes on, and then he beat them motherfuckers. Like he beat the old brakes off and then put some new brakes on and beat them off too. He did all this shit in about 30 seconds, right? About 45 seconds. So Casimero come out second round blazing, right? And then, right, Casimero is throwing a punch, right? He hitting the dude in the stomach, hitting him in the head, hooks with straights, uppercuts to the body, uppercuts to the head, right? Putting in that work Casimero is right now. Shit look like a Dragon Ball Z fight, right? So Casimero, he threw another punch, right? Kind of wild punch, right? And when you're watching the fight, it looked like Casimero hit the guy in the back of the head, right? So everybody he hit him in the back of the head. And then the referee, told him to go to the corners. The guy, took the whole 5 minutes. You know how you get 5 minutes to get yourself together? The guy took the whole 5 minutes. He said, they told me boy was sniffing his girl's pants. Right, that turned me up too. So the guy took the whole 5 minutes, right, to get himself together, right? And then when the referee said, let's continue to fight, right? The guy got up off the stool a little bit and then he stumbled. Like he stumbled. And then the referee called the fight off. But my thing is, right, when they showed the replay, right? They showed the replay and Casimero completely missed this guy's head. He completely missed this guy. I mean, missed him. It was close, right? But he didn't touch that man, not even a little bit. He didn't even touch a piece of that man's hair. Okay, he touched a little piece of his hair, right? But Casimero shot missed. He didn't even hit that man in the back of the head. That man sat over there. He took that whole. I got 17 people in the building. Can y'all do your boy a favor? Smash that like button for your boy when you roll on in. Really appreciate you. He took that whole 5 minutes like he was really hurt. He got up and he stumbled forward. I almost fell over like he was really hurt to get the referee to call that fight off. And they showed the replay, and Casimero never touched the back of that man's head. There was no illegal blow at all in the Casimero fight. None. And they stopped the fight. They ruled it a no contest because it happened in the second round, and it wasn't enough rounds to go to the scorecard. So Casimero ended up getting a no contest in his return fight. He said, goddamn, he beat the tires off, dude. He had a delay, or he felt the wind from the punch. or something, man. You know what I mean? So his return bout, Casimiro's return bout, ended up being a no contest. You know what I mean? So Casimero was ruled a no contest in his return. Also after the fight, that started, Casimero versus Inoue rumors. Now Inoue got a fight coming up this month versus Paul Butler for undisputed, right? But the Inoue rumor started after the Casimero fight because the Casimero was supposed to be fighting Inoue anyway, right? Inoue is about to fight Paul Butler, but the belt that Paul Butler has is Casimiro's belt, which he lost due to inactivity. You know what I mean? So there's that situation. So we got the Inoue and Casimero, rumors starting back up. We don't know if Inoue is going up or he's staying there, but there's just something to look out for. You know what I mean? But that's my weekend recap. I ain't gonna keep y'all too long because I gotta do an MMA weekend recap. Gotta tell y'all about this fire night of MMA. When I tell you it was upset after upset after upset after upset on MMA last night, y'all gonna want to be tuned in. But I appreciate everybody sliding through this thing, skin all the way Southern T. This ain't the past, this ain't the future, but just the present. That's how we rocking. And I'm out. Love.